welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody had a good start to the week. Hope you enjoyed the plethora or surplus of Monday content. Appreciate those who tuned in, whether it was for yesterday's NBA Bit, whether you engaged with Bagel with Locks, which, by the way, we have a new edition of that this morning for our, what did I say, 6-game slate. And then we had Live Before Lock, as Snoopaloo pointed out. Yeah, well, it took me like 5 minutes after the show was over to figure it out. I thought it was like the connection to the battery to the camera. Then I thought it was the connection to the computer, but it was actually there's like a piece that connects two things together that was that like is underneath the desk that got dislodged. So that ended up being the issue, and it was very easy. But yeah, that was pretty funny. For those that were in for Live Before Lock, where all of a sudden we went dark. Who do we got in the chat? Yeah, happy birthday to Gil Arenas. Bang, bang. Boston-based in the chat. Happy National Cuddle Up Day. That's fun. Matic Auto. DJ P's up in here. Regulator, fresh off there. W. Yeah, Geek Squad. That's Geek Squad. Yeah, that's right. We'll have, I think, a pretty efficient show today. We had some really exciting games to get into last night all over the place. We'll talk a little bit about tonight's slate. Maybe some chaos with the trade deadline fastly approaching. Patty Coyne, Badavine, like to see it. Let's start with the legend, Kevin Durant, here tonight, or this morning, excuse me. KD last night with a bit of revenge, courtesy of our friends over at the Underdog NBA. Let's watch and listen.
Jabari the inbounder into Kevin Durant. Durant for three. Yes, he got it!
KD with the game winner, little revenge from our guy Kevin Durant. Also some pretty fun quotes from him after the game. Let's take a listen to this.
Oh, definitely. You know what I'm saying? A place that I didn't want to leave, and my first time being, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but I will, to be kicked out of a place, you know what I'm saying? And felt like that, you know, I've been scapegoated, you know what I'm saying, for the issues we had as a team last year. Yeah, it felt good to beat them and hit a game-winning shot, but that's all it is. It's not just for the moment, you know. It's something tomorrow I won't even think about.
I think he'll think about it a little bit today, but yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, I guess he did get kind of scapegoated, but it is kind of funny. Like, KD left, Houston's cooking, Phoenix is cooking. Phoenix also was coming. They had a crazy story yesterday. Phoenix had, sorry, I turned the volume up, and now all of a sudden the mic in my headphones is crazy, which is also true for me as a person, Mike. But Phoenix, after leaving that game against OKC where Booker hits the game winner, their plane was like messed up. They couldn't leave overnight, so they had to leave in the morning. They had to travel. The fact that they were even in that game was pretty impressive on the back-to-back. But good win for Houston. Let's go over to the box score, bros, and see what's going over there so we can give some love to the people that were balling in that one. Let's go to Houston. Yeah, so they win that one 197 on the game winner from KD. KD finished with 26, 10, and 4. Looks like the Gooner's going to miss 2 weeks with the ankle injury. He just can't stay healthy right now, which kind of sucks. But KD and Amen Thompson picking it up. Amen had 17, 7, and 6. You see Tyree Eason get the start, played 30 minutes, did not get there for us, though. He had 12 and 8. Steven Adams was back in action with 8 and 11. And then they got Reed Shepherd, 5 for 9 from the field. He had 11 points off the bench. And just a good win for for Houston, who moves to 22 and 11. Again, Phoenix on the back-to-back. Book cooked, even in the tough matchup, finished with 27 and 4 and 3. I feel like that's 2 games in a row where Booker had a really, really slow first half and then picked it up in the second half, but not enough in this one. They got Grayson Allen back, which was good to see for Phoenix. How many minutes did he end up playing off the bench? He played 22 minutes in his first game back. Mark Williams played 21 minutes in back-to-back games. But good win for Houston, who is chasing down the 4 seed. I think the 3 or 4 seed, whatever it is. Let's go to the Thunder, who also played. So they lose this game to Phoenix, right? Devin Booker hits that step-back game winner over Alex the Bald King Caruso, all right? Then they're like, you know what? This is a good get-right spot here. We've got the Charlotte Hornets at home, and the Hornets blew them the F out. Charlotte held OKC to 17 points in the second quarter, and it was just curtains after that. They win this one 124-97. Miles, that piece of shit, Bridges, had a double-double. He's been playing big for them, like physically big for them as they've been thinned out in their front court. He had 17 and 11. They get Moussa Diabate back. He had 9 and 12. But it was Brandon Miller, some of the best perimeter defensive players in the league for Charlotte, and Miller goes 7 for 10 from 3, 8 for 16 from the field, 28 points, had 4 stocks on top of it. Con Knipple, 23, 5 and 5. Honestly, LaMelo was kind of their worst player in this one. Also, TJ Saloon, he got 6 boards. Didn't even shoot the ball, but he's been playing a little bit better lately. PJ Hall still gave him 20 minutes. Colin Sexton had 10 points. Hope you guys didn't take the points and assists or points, rebounds, and assists or points like we talked about last night. Regulators saying worst loss in OKC history. Crazy, right? Isn't it not? Anthony Reagan in the chat. Let's go. But just a huge W for Charlotte here, who now moved to 13 and 23. And then the Thunder, what were they, like 26 and 1? And then since then, I think they are 500. There were some quotes from Sam Presti after the game that was like, teams go through this all the time, where, like good teams anyways, you're going to have a couple week stretch, maybe a month stretch, but it's how you respond to this. Like, again, I don't think this is the sky is falling for OKC or anything like that, but it does feel like in Rocky IV, where they see that he's cut, that there is a chance that you can beat this team. I don't think Charlotte's regularly going to beat the best team in the league by 30. But man, what a win for Charlotte. And this is kind of the best of both worlds. Like, I don't know what LaMelo Ball is long-term for this team. I really don't. But even that core of LaMelo, Con Knipple, and Brandon Miller is pretty fun. And you've got a rotation piece in Ryan Cockbrenner when he's healthy. Sion James has looked good for them. And, you just keep, have another good draft here for Charlotte. I think it's going to be fun. I think this is going to be a fun team. Miller's shoulder wrapping is half the size from 2 weeks ago. Shooting is better. Yeah, I mean, Brandon Miller has looked awesome. Like, he seems to be that guy for this team. But him and Con, that's like a really fun 1-2 punch, and the Hornets are 9 and 4 according to regulators since the Melo return. Yeah, and I mean, they really are monitoring LaMelo's minutes. Like, I feel like the highest we're going to see it get to is 30. But Charles Lee doing a good job with this team. This team is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So shout out Charlotte for the W. And again, though I don't think it's full panic mode for the Thunder, but it's something to pay attention to. The other thing that's crazy about the Thunder is, like, at any given moment they could just trade. They could just make a crazy trade, and fix everything. But 30-7. For the Thunder. Let's I saw, who was it? Common Man said the Knicks boned my parlay. Just crazy. Wait, imagine if Twitter existed when the 72-win Bulls lost to the expansion Raptors. Imagine. The Pistons. Let's do the drop. We haven't done the Detroit Pistons drop in a while. We need it.
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball.
Here you go. Detroit absolutely cooked last night. Real quick to regulators' question. Yeah, I think it's another big. That's what they would need. Look at this stuff, man. The Pistons, just cooked them. Last night. Look at Cade, 29 points and 13 times. You know what's crazy about this game? There was no Jalen Durant. There was no Tobias Harris. Like, look at this starting five. Duncan Robinson, B-Ball Paul, Beef Stew, Cade, and Asar. Somebody named Tulu Smith played 5 minutes. Javonte Green giving you 29. Dennis Jenkins, 23, and it didn't matter. They just absolutely cooked them. Look at the starters. Duncan Robinson, a plus 25. The Knicks just were a mess. Karl Anthony Towns, bro. Where was Karl Anthony Towns? Look at this. Member for 44 months. Shout out Reagan. What's Cat doing? Was he just intimidated? Was he afraid that Isaiah Stewart was going to punch him at any given moment? Like, the Knicks have now lost 4 games in a row. And I'm not trying to take away from the Pistons. I think the Pistons are awesome. I think Cade can win just about any single matchup he wants. The Knicks were without Josh Hart, like whatever. But this is rough stuff. A little like the round 23-13, and we'll get to it here in a second. But the Boston Celtics on January 6th, everybody stay home. Everybody stay home. Don't need to see you guys head into the Capitol. You know what I mean? But on January 6th, the Celtics here are now a 2 seed as the Bing Bong Boys are slipping. They be slipping. Regulator said Chaz needs more minutes. He's really a good shooter. Pistons could use him. Who is Chaz? I literally don't. Where's Chaz? Chaz Lanier? I don't know. Listen. This is where I'm gonna call bullshit. The team's number 1 in the league, and Regulator, you're trying to tell me somebody named Chaz is supposed to be out there playing more minutes? No, that might be true. I don't know. But man, Cade Cunningham is awesome. Cade Cunningham, first team All NBA, bro. Let's look at his just like season stats. If he can like limit those turnovers a little bit. Cade has just been absolutely on fire, averaging 26.7 points per game, 9.7 assists per game, 6 rebounds per game for the 1 seed, Detroit Pistons. Basically wire-to-wire 1 seed right now. You just love to see it. You love to see it. Is YouTube showing you guys a ton of ads this morning? I feel like my numbers are like fluctuating a ton. I don't know if that's why. But anyways. Pistons, good dub. Knicks, I mean, like, listen, they've got a pretty soft, it's a road trip, but it's a pretty soft West Coast road trip with, like, I think Phoenix being the toughest matchup of them all. So not like too worried about it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a new big boy in town. It's the Boston Celtics. Let's do Toronto and Atlanta right now because there was some funny news out of Atlanta yesterday. So we were talking about how Trae Young was whispering to Scotty Barnes. And he was like, hey, man, what if we play basketball together? What if we just hang out a little bit, you know? Just like hang out. Let's hang out. And then a tweet comes through yesterday. I'm going to read this tweet because I think it's the dumbest thing that we've seen in a while from Shams. Listen, Shams, all you got to do is tell me that Trae Young is going to get traded. Instead, it looks like this. Justin, Atlanta Hawks All-Star Trae Young and his agents, Aaron Mintz, Drew Morrison, and Austin Brown, are working with the franchise on a trade. Listen, you do not need to list 1 agent, let alone 3. I don't need to know the agent's name. Who is that tweet for? Who sees that and is like, oh, thank God, I know what all these agents are for. So anyways, that comes out. And then like a little bit later in the day, maybe an hour or so, Mark Stein drops a little Steinline bomb, and he goes, how about the Washington Wizards? And that is just peak comedy. It is peak comedy. I think it is a good reminder to all of us that maybe the fan trade value is different than the actual NBA trade value. Because I think you hear the name Trae Young and you're like, oh, what are they going to get back? What are they going to get back for Ice Trae? And I think the Washington Wizards are looking at this as a like, hey, you know what we're going to do? We'll trade for him, we'll take on the salary, and then we'll flip him for peanuts next season. Like, I don't think Washington's doing this deal to be like, oh, finally, our point guard of the future. Like, I don't think so. I do agree with Magikarp saying Sar and Trae is fun for fantasy, though, for like 2 years. Yeah, I mean, that'll be a little fun pick and roll, assuming they allow play. I guess Trae, you can still tank with Trae Young as your point guard with the rest of that squad. But I do think, like, what's included in that deal? Is it just like Middleton and some like seconds or something like that? Like, I think people are going to be pretty surprised at what that final number is going to be when that trade goes down. But yeah, just funny stuff. Atlanta did not have it last night. I was so excited for this game from a fantasy perspective, and it was bad. It was not fun. It ruined my entire night. I was in a bad mood, even though I made a delicious dinner. Washington's doing this because Atlanta will have to give them more picks to take on Trae. Yeah, that's probably true. Is that real? Michael Rappaport just did that? Jesus Christ. Anyways, the Raptors win this one 118-102. They moved to 22-15. Everybody did pretty good for them, right? Look at all 5 starters in double figures. The rookie, 17-7-7. Colin Murray Boyle, CMB. Satellite. He was 8 for 10 from the field. He's fun, man. He's springy and fun. I think that's the one thing they learned from this Jakob Poeltl injury is they were like, let's just mess around with CMB at the 5. Let's see what happens. He's been fun. IQ at 16 for him. Scotty at 18, 10, and 8. RJ 17 and 6. Good news here for Raptors and fantasy fans. RJ Barrett played 31 minutes last night. And then Brandon Ingram, 19 and 9. Also, Brandon Ingram, like, quietly a stock king. I feel like he's picking up 1 or 2 of them every single game. So, I like this. I like this team. Toronto's fun, man. I don't know how dangerous they are in the Eastern Conference, but I don't know if anybody in the Eastern Conference is dangerous. And I do think they will be a fun team to pay attention to as we get closer to the trade deadline. On the Atlanta stuff, Dyson Daniels took a knife and stuck it in my back and then took it out. And he was like, let me look at you and stab you. And he did that. He had played 39 minutes and just was minus 24. 11 and 6. I didn't realize he played 39 minutes, man. He got me 20 fantasy points, and it just broke my brain. Onyeka got there, though. Double-double. I tried to tell you, don't worry about Porzingis being back. Double O is here to stay. 17 and 12 in 36 minutes. He had 4 steals as well. JJ, 13, 14, and 7. 6 turnovers, though, kind of killed him. And Resache had 16. Nah, came back down to earth. But anyways, good win for the Raptors. Let's make fun of the 76ers, okay? So, and first of all, let me take an L here. Let me take an L here because I was not locked in enough when I talked about Denver yesterday when I was preparing for the slate. But apparently David Adelman, after the Brooklyn Nets game, came out and said, hey, we're going to rest the hell out of some guys. And I missed that. So yesterday afternoon, the news drops. Jamal Murray was out. Aaron Gordon was out. Christian Brown was out. Obviously, Nikola Jokic was out. Jonas Valanciunas was out. Look at this starting 5. Look at this starting 5 for Denver. Open your eyes. Deron Holmes, not the first, but the second. Spencer Jones, Bruce Brown, Jalen Pickett, Peyton Watson. I'll also take an L here. Did not expect to see Peyton Watson play 44 whole-ass minutes, but I think that's because the game was closer than they expected. Zeke Naji gave him 32. Hunter Tyson, 19. Strother, 15. Somebody named Curtis Jones, 8. All right, so when all of that news dropped, I was like, oh, man. This game's going to suck. You can't play the 76ers. Maybe Tyrese Maxey, but definitely not Joel Embiid. How do they lose this game in overtime? Also, hilarious overtime score, 5-4. 5-4 in overtime. Joel Embiid here played 40 minutes, which, I mean, I guess, like, glass half full, at least Embiid can play big minutes again. But to play 40 against that's an L. 32 and 10, had 6 turnovers. Maxey, 28, 6 and 6. VJ Edgecombe, he continues to project poorly. Every single game. People are like, oh, you can't play VJ, he's too expensive. And then he goes out and does this, 17, 9, and 8. Granted, got a little extra help with the overtime. But he's been good, man. And yeah, the Holmes experiment's cooked. He's just not there yet. He's too young. He's too raw. It's just not there yet. So it's too bad. But we continue to take L's on that. They play the Celtics next, and I expect all of their starters to be back outside of the real injuries, the real injury ones. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. But let's look at the Celtics, who are now the 2 seed. So I spent most of yesterday yelling at Stan, and I'd do it again, rightfully so. I would do it again. But we were pumping up how efficient JB has been, how insane his shooting percentage was, and it's almost like he was like, let me just keep you guys guessing. Let me keep you guessing, because I watched a lot of this first half, and then I pivoted off. Or I guess I watched the third quarter, too, and then I pivoted off of it. But JB missed a ton of shots, man. 6 for 24 from the field is nasty business, man. Nasty business. This was crazy. He finished the game with 10, 8, and 4, which is still, like, fine. Celtics get the win, 115-101, moves them into the second seed. Peyton Pritchard kind of put this game away, or almost put this game away. I think it was at the end of the second where he knocked down a couple of triples. Anthony Simons was crazy in this game, where he goes 0 for 3 in the first half, 0 points. Then he goes, he finishes the game 8 for 14 from 3, 27 points, 3 boards and 3 dimes in this one. He was awesome. Chat's asking about Simons. I think it's like a true 50-50 thing. I think I'm of the mindset now that if somebody comes to the table with an offer for Anthony Simons or Sam Hauser, that makes sense, that gets them under the luxury tax and sets them up nicely for the offseason while also helping them a little bit, I could see them doing it. But I don't think the Celtics now are in a rush to make a big move here at the deadline. I think they'll sniff around at Daniel Gafford, at Day'Ron Sharp, at Nick Claxton, a big that could provide a little bit more rim protection and just like defensive ability to come off the bench and play 18 to 20 minutes or something like that. So it's not just Nimi Keita or small ball 5. Luka Garza has been giving them good minutes, but like in a playoff series, he just can't defend anybody, man. He can't defend anybody. So I think he's going to have to, I think like that would be very helpful, but I'm pretty, their trade addition, their acquisition at the trade deadline is going to be adding somebody like Jason Tatum back, you know? And even if Tatum can only play 20 to 24 minutes at like B minus Jason Tatum, that's still going to be much better than what they're bringing off the bench now. So I'm more of the mindset that like maybe they make a peripheral move, but I don't think they're going to be aggressive. I'm super out on Cologne. I very rarely have walked by somebody wearing cologne and being like, wow, that was really good. That smells good. Normally, it goes right to my head, and I'm upset that I was that close to somebody that I could smell them. That's me. That's just me. Just like wear deodorant, you know? That's me. Who do you see Tatum having more chemistry with, Keita or Garza? I mean, I don't think more or less either way. They're just too different. They're different guys, right? Like Garza's going to be more pick and pop. You're going to find him at 3. So if you run the closer to, I mean, a very, very like a homeless version of Kristaps Porzingis, but somebody that, you know, sets a screen and then pops out to 3, right? That's what you're using Garza for, where Keita's a little bit down low. I thought Keita had a great game last night. He had 8 and 9 in the first half and then finished with 13 and 13. I thought he was really solid. They did, Celtics flashed a little bit of like 2023 Boston Celtics, where they almost shit the bed there in the fourth quarter, but then still stamped them out. I think part of that was just Jaylen Brown was just so awful shooting, but still, whatever. Mike is more of a lavender soap guy. No. I am a eucalyptus mint guy. That's me. Discovered that back in my Equinox days when I was rich. I wasn't rich, but back when I lived next to an Equinox and was living rent-free, both in your head, but also because I was working out of college. But anyways, that's where, eucalyptus for me. That's why I'm asking. Keita and Garza are different, so I wanted to hear all that. Yeah, but I think Tatum plays well with both of those, right? Where Keita would rim run off the screen, where Garza would pop. So, I don't think it changes their roles too much. But good question, DJP. Good question. Celtics though in the 2 seed kind of have an easy-ish stretch coming up. Let's talk about the Clippers. Let me see. Let's find this. So I did not watch a lot of this game. I did not watch it. So full disclosure, did not watch this game. It got a little too late, and James Harden got ruled out. And so I mentioned this yesterday, I think during Live Before Lock, but the Clippers were favored by 1.5 earlier in the day, and then Harden gets a downgrade, and it flips to Golden State by 2.5. And then they were like, hey, James Harden, game time decision. I was like, oh shit, really? But then he got ruled out. And so I was like, I'm not going to watch this game. Does Tatum's return make? No, I don't think it matters at all. I don't think it matters at all. I think if an offer is provided that makes a ton of sense, that helps them out financially. If they can get a backup big and get under the first apron, that's what they'll do. But I don't think it's because of Tatum or anything like that. I don't think that matters too much. All right, but anyways, I don't even like Steve Kerr got ejected here. Just insane shit.
Oh, look at Steve Kerr. He's all the way out here.
Uh-oh, Steve, don't get thrown out. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Back him up. GP. Back him up. Steve ready to fire on him.
He's already gone.
Steve banging Inglewood right now. Inglewood. Get him, Steve. You in Inglewood, Steve.
That's a crazy call by
Arizona Wildcat that came out and look
Snoop
at
Dogg. That was Snoop Dogg on the call.
I've got it. Oh, look at Steve
Snoop
Kerr.
Dogg and Reggie Miller on the call. I mean, that's crazy. I don't even know what the call was for, but I just love the idea. I love the idea of Steve Kerr seeing what Draymond did the other night. He's like, I want what he has, you know? I want what he has. Clippers get a W in this one. That was really fun. 103-102. Clippers just like playing some good basketball. Kawhi Leonard continues to just be awesome here. 24, 12, and 5 in this one. John Collins finally. It took how many injuries for John Collins to play 39 minutes, 18-4. Shout out Magikarp for calling this one. Zubac's back into the starting lineup and played close to 33 minutes, excuse me. He had 10 and 11. Still looked a little rusty. Only took 3 field goal attempts, but he was out there. Kobe Sanders got the start. He had 20 and 7. Jordan Miller had 9 and 5 off the bench. Clippers are 13 and 22, and the Warriors are the Atlanta Hawks of the Western Conference, where they're just constantly 500. Steph was good. Steph was fine. 27 points, 9 for 23 shooting. Those are Jaylen Brown numbers. 6 dimes, 4 boards. Had 3 steals, though. That's kind of fun. And then Jimmy Bucks, 24-6 with 4 steals and a block. Not enough. I mean, dude, like Quentin Post, he's giving him 13 minutes in the starting lineup. Guy Santos played 12. Al Horford, 16. Like, they're just pressing buttons, you know? Will Richard played 11. Like, Steve is just trying to find anything that'll work. And the answer is nothing. Nothing works right now for this team. They are in trouble, and I think this is where they're going to live, in like the 7 to 10 seed range for the rest of the season. The Clippers needed that game. I was kind of surprised Harden didn't play. Every game is so important for the Clippers right now to try to get back into it. And then the last game of the night, I was so excited from a fantasy perspective, but Utah was like, hey, should we make sure we lose this game? And you know what? They did. Final score 137-117, but it was not that close, right? That's a 20-point differential, but the fourth quarter, none of the starters were really out there for the Blazers. Denny Avdia in 29 minutes went 10 for 19 from the field, 33 points, 9 dimes, and 8 boards. Did like most of his damage in the first half. Shaedon Sharpe was awesome. 29 points in 27 minutes. He also had 7 dimes and 5 boards. You had all 5 starters in double figures. Donovan Kling Kong, 17 boards for the big boy. He had 3 blocks as well, 12 and 17. Tamani hit some threes. He had 15. You got Caleb Love and City both gave him 14 off the bench. Utah was pretty disappointing. I mean, you could see Isaiah Collier played 30 minutes. Yusuf Nurkic had 21, 12, and 5 in a revenge spot. Lowry 22 and 4. But I mean, this was over. Utah making sure they aren't messing around. I think that was all the games from last night. Let's take a look at the standings. So here we go on the eastern side of things. Detroit basketball, 3.5 game lead over the Beantown boys. Then Bing Bong, a half game behind the Celtics here. Raptors, 6-4 in their last 10. Winners of 2 in a row. They're in the 4 seed. Sixers, after their dumb loss, puts them at 19 and 15, which is just a few percentage points ahead of the Orlando Magic, who are back in action tonight. I'm actually seeing the Magic and the Brooklyn Nets on Wednesday. Heat are also right there in the 5, 6, 7 range at 20 and 16. And then it's the Cavs behind them who are back tonight. You get the Chicago Bulls, and then the A-Town down Atlanta Hawks. Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Come on. You're right there. You're right there. Almost at the 10 seed, followed by Charlotte, Brooklyn, the Wizards. Okay, Oklahoma City, even though they've been kind of a mess lately, 500 over their last 10 games, they still have a 4-game lead over the San Antonio Spurs. The Nuggets go, I mean, like, Denver, man, just saving their ass right now. Saving their ass here at winning that game in Toronto and then winning this game in Philly, like somehow staying in there. The Lakers, and then it goes Denver, Houston, Lakers, Minnesota, Phoenix too. I know they lost last night, but Phoenix is just nice. And then you get a pretty big gap here between these top 7, right? So the Timberwolves have a 2-game cushion in like the top 6. And then Phoenix has a 2.5-game cushion over the Golden State Warriors, and then it's Trailblazers and Grizzlies. I do think there's a world, and if the Clippers, because there's no incentive for them to tank if they don't make any bad like trades to get worse here. I think the Clippers could catch the Grizzlies or the Trailblazers. But I think this is your top 6. I think this is your top 6 here. I don't see Phoenix catching these teams. And even if Denver like slips a little bit while they're waiting for Jokic to come back, I think when all is said and done, that'll be the 6. Who do you see falling for the Bucks? Slander me, please, Milwaukee. It's probably Chicago, right? I think Atlanta, like even if they trade Trae Young and don't get much back to help them out, they clearly have been a better team, sort of, without Trae. I think they're just better than Chicago, even though Chicago's ahead of them. But again, Chicago loves to be the 10 seed, so I think Milwaukee could catch them. I know Thunder haven't played their best ball recently, but they will right the ship. Yeah, I'm not concerned about OKC long term. Like, I don't think they're going to be terrible or anything like that. I just think the 25-1 days where like their world beaters are done. Like I think a healthy Denver team. Honestly, Houston, if they continue to evolve, is going to be tough. I think Minnesota has not looked awesome this season. I am still a believer in Minnesota, being dangerous when we get to the postseason. I think they are 1 point guard away. Go get Kobe White, man. Go get Kobe White, Minnesota. Let's look at the schedule. The score. Well, yeah, the schedule for tonight. We got some spicy ones here. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe, are on the road. Yep, against the Indiana Pacers. They're favored by 5.5. And that's because Spider, Donovan Mitchell, is not playing basketball tonight. They're giving him the night off. It's tough scoring 30 points in losses, so they want to make sure he's rested. Darius Garland should be Garland night. Jared Allen also questionable in this one. Benny Mathurin got dinged up again, which sucks on the Indiana side of stuff, but Aaron Nesmith played 34 minutes, I think, in that last game, so it might be time. It might be time for Aaron Nesmith time. I do want to figure out which Pacers we're supposed to play here. I'm not really scared of the guards, although maybe they get a little bit better defensively, even though worse offensively with no Spida. Maybe some more Jalen Tyson. But if Dean Wade misses too, they're going to be thinned out on the wing. He's questionable. I don't know. I'm into Aaron Nesmith. Magic and Wizards. Jalen Suggs is doubtful tonight. I thought he was already ruled out. Was surprised to see him doubtful, but and then they're without both Wagners. But the Magic, Anthony Black is no longer a secret, man. You ready for this? This is Anthony Black's last 5 games. 27 points, 10 boards, 5 stocks. 18 points, 7 dimes, 2 boards, 3 stocks. 15, 5 and 4, 3 stocks. 27, 3 and 3. 38, 6 and 5 with 2 steals. Anthony Black is cooking, and he's playing 30 to 35 minutes in every single game. So I really love Paolo Bain and Anthony Black tonight. Unfortunately, so does the rest of the field. There's no surprises there. And then Wendell Carter Jr. in the 6th round is kind of fun. I'm assuming we see 20 to 27 to 30 minutes of Tristan da Silva. Maybe Jace Richardson gets out there and plays 25-ish or something like that. That's kind of fun. For the Wizards, the only thing I'm paying attention to here in Washington is they are on the front end of a back-to-back. They play the 76ers tomorrow, I think. And so right now it's Whitmore, Kispert, and Keyshawn George who are out. I wonder if they get weird here with CJ or Middleton or something like that. So something to pay attention to. I wish Trey Johnson would play 30 minutes, man. He's been like low-key pretty fun for this Washington team. He's last 3 games, 28 minutes, 28 minutes, 27 minutes. So that's kind of fun. Alex Sarr should be fun tonight. Just wish he could play a little bit more. Suns are well coached this year and have lots of depth. Yeah, they do. They have lots of depth. They're good. All right, Spurs and Grizzlies. Wemby or won't he? Oh, guys, come on? Can we just talk about that for a second here? Can we talk about Wemby or won't he? All right, I'm going to show you something because maybe you're not subscribed to Bagel with Locks yet, which if you're not, what the hell? But look at this. This is what I did this morning. First thing I woke up. Wemby or won't he? That's pretty good. All right, let's trademark that. And if you haven't subscribed, just drop the link in the chat. Go subscribe to that. Let's boost those numbers so I can be rich and go back to Equinox. Wembanyama's questionable. So is Ja Morant. I thought Wemby was going to play on Saturday, mainly because he fucking said he was going to play on Saturday, basically. So I think he's going to play. I'm going to play him in today from a fantasy perspective. Ja Morant, I have no clue. Vince Williams Jr. also questionable. Maybe they get him back because Cedric Coward is out for the Grizzlies. So if Vince Williams Jr. is out and Ja Morant is out, it's going to be white boy. It's going to be white boy summer. I almost said white power, and I was like, what are we doing? It's going to be white boy summer because Cam Spencer's going to play a ton of minutes tonight if that's the case. All right, anything else from that game? Jaren Jackson Jr. I refuse to have a take on because whatever it is, it'll be wrong. He's been disappointing. Heat and Timberwolves play each other for the second time in a few nights. That'll be kind of fun. Well, that's true. That is true, Magikarp. That I don't know what to make of this game either, except for Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid. I like Ant-Man. I'm going to draft. Julius Randle's fun. Naz Reid in the 6th round, I think, is kind of fun. Naz was very successful in this game against Miami just the other night. Miami, I can't figure out tonight, though, because Bam's been so bad recently. He's had a really tough stretch, and this is not a great matchup against Rudy and Randle and Naz. A lot of big boys. So I don't really want to play Bam. And then Norman Powell, I think Norman Powell's fine. And then the rest of the Heat are all in the 6th round. Tyler Hero is questionable. So is Jaime Jaquez Jr. I think Jaime is going to miss this one, and if Hero comes back, he's probably limited. But if both of those guys are back, we can't play Jokic, but you can play Jovic. I think Jovic would be fun. Why is McDaniels bad? I mean, yeah, he's been kind of rough lately from a fantasy perspective, but he's doing his job. He's defending the hell out of people. You've got the Lakers and the Pelicans, and low-key, the most fun that we'll have tonight. My only concern, and this line has already moved 1 point towards the Lakers here. It was 4.5 this morning. Now it's 5.5. Is that the Pelicans also play tomorrow? And sometimes the Pellies get weird with Q tags. Speaking of Q tags, Herb Jones, who's missed the last handful of games, he's questionable tonight. I'm just going to project him out because it's more fun that way. But if everybody's good to go here and this game stays close, Zion is a lot of fun. I normally don't like to attack bigs against the Lakers, but it is Zion Williamson. Trey Murphy's fun too. He's back. He looks great in the last couple of games. And then, I don't know. I don't think you can get to Poole, really. I don't think you can get to Fears and anything. I don't really love it. Even though I want guards to attack this Lakers team, the Lakers might be getting Gabe Vincent back tonight. But he's missed a ton of time. So if he's back, I'm assuming he's limited, which means we can do Jake LaRavia. Also, LeBron's been cooking last couple games. Give LeBron a little love. And then we get the Mavs and the Light the Beam boys. This is terrorist behavior to put this game on at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Even the West Coast people are like, why do I have to stay up until 8 to watch this horse shit? I also thought I had a really good analogy of trying to figure out the Sacramento Kings from a fantasy basketball perspective, where I think it's like the opposite of Russian roulette, where it's like most likely you're going to get shot in the head, but maybe you get one of them right. Like Russell Westbrook out of nowhere gets like 7 or 8 stocks last game and gets like 50-plus fantasy points. LaVine, in his first game back against the Milwaukee Bucks, played 35 minutes. And maybe you're like, hey, LaVine's back. He's ready to go. Or maybe they were just like, Milwaukee's a dumb organization that might trade for Zach LaVine because they're desperate. And so they played him 35 minutes. So maybe he only plays 20 tonight. DeMar DeRozan. Which DeRozan are you getting? Does Doug Christie think you can play Malik Monk? Keegan Murray's out. I can't figure out Sacramento. I'm not interested. The Mavericks, on the other hand, are without, we think they're without PJ Washington, who is doubtful for tonight. I don't really know what to do with the Mavericks either. As Jason Kidd eloquently and erotically put, Cooper Flagg is hitting, touching, massaging, and jerking off the rookie wall. So he's been kind of tough. He surpassed 40 fantasy. Actually, he surpassed 40 fantasy points twice in his last 5 games. So he's just expensive on a slate like this. I don't love it. In the 6th round, one thing Najee Marshall and Max Christie should both play close to 30 minutes. I would like to get to somebody like Brandon Williams, man, but I don't know if you can do it. The minutes are just too thin. Like, he's got to run real hot in the minutes. I don't know. If people have Dallas takes, I'd be interested, but that's what we got. That's what we got tonight. You guys have anything else for me? We can play that. You know what we'll do? Let's play that. That quiz game. Let's play that quiz game. Let's see if we can win some shit. And then maybe we'll do an underdog draft. Then we'll get out of here. Regulator said the best Michael Porter Jr. trade I've seen so far is a 3-team trade. Kings receive Kuminga. Warriors receive Keon Ellis and MPJ. Nets get Monk, Moody, Buddy. 26 and 20. That is pretty good. I guess Brooklyn would do that. And then just try to move Monk, too. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't mind that. All right, let me do this. Let's do this quiz thing. Let's see if we can win some shit here. I got to find the link. Hold on one sec. All right, here we go. I was cooking yesterday in it. We got real close. I think we finished 4th or something. All right, here we go. Let's guess it. Also, if you guys want to play, too, I'll drop the link in the chat. We get different questions. Not everybody gets the same one. The Third Apron Pod. Third Apron. That's a fun podcast name. I'll check that out. Thank you. Yeah, just drop the link. All right, here we go. Let's unlock one attempt. Wait, I have to pay for the. Oh my God, that's so funny. I thought you got a free. Okay, Crocodile Dundee. What are we doing, bro? Let's do the free one. All right, which player scored these? This feels like B-Ball Paul. All right, 1 for 1. Which player scored? 51, 56, 31. Okay, so that feels like Wiggins. Because remember, Wiggins had those like 2 ceiling nights. We got 39, 32, 27, 53. That's Trey Murphy. The 0 gave it away because he had missed that game. Which player scored? 31, 25, 3, 9, 7. Champagne. Oh, Jacoby Walter. Svi Mihailuk would have been a fun guess too. 61, 34, 40, and 40. Joel Embiid. All right, 730, 0, 33, 17. Wow, this one's tough. Clowney, damn it, DeAndre Hunter. That was tough. That one, that cooked us. 18, 38, 31, 32, 37. Peyton Watson. Didn't include last night for sure. And then we got 13, 16, 55. That's the Champagne. I knew we were getting a Champagne at some point. And then 9 out of 10, we got 28, 14, 31, 14. Jalen Smith. D'Anthony Melton. All right, last one. We got 29, 22, 38, 32. This feels like a Sart? Oh, shit. Champagne. So much Champagne. 6 out of 10. Damn it. 4,700. All right, let's get into an underdog draft. Let's do it. I've only done a couple this morning. Haven't done too many. Hold on. Where's StreamYard? There we go. Let's jump in this bad boy. Let's jump in the underdogs. Tuesday tip-off here. 8K for first. Can't stress enough how badly I got my ass kicked last night. It was awful. It was awful. It was not a good time. I didn't have a sweat from the beginning of the night. Again, so much to do with what's his name? Dyson Daniels just absolutely nuked us. Took the fun right out of the slate for me, boys and girls. Right out of the slate. Have you guys been doing any of the best ball for the NFL playoffs? Speaking of, if you haven't signed up for Splash Sports yet, we've got some Survivor contests. We've got a couple NBA contests and some NFL contests all for this weekend. So go check that out if you haven't done so yet. So this slate's kind of tricky. I mean, it feels like Luka's got the highest ceiling, although I guess we got 58 the most recent game. Like Luka and AD. Paolo's in an awesome matchup too against the Washington Wizards. And then the real thing is Wemby. Like if Wemby goes and you're getting him at 6, that's pretty fun. Like a Wemby Zion or Wemby LeBron starts are pretty fun. Pretty fun tonight. Just a reminder too, we've got the NBA bit. Oh, we're not going to have the NBA bit on Thursday this week. No NBA bit Thursday morning. I told a friend I would go shoot this football video for him. So I got to go to a bar and be a bartender on a Thursday morning. So no NBA bit on Thursday. We will have it tomorrow and on Friday, live before lock on Friday. Hopefully 89 Cavs should be on a regular schedule starting next week. Shout out my boy Steve, got a new job. Yeah, so we'll stay tuned for that. Before finally getting back on schedule. I like that Brits say schedule. They just skip that C. I like that. I think I want to move to England. I'm not gonna. I like it over there, though. I like their TV. I think that's what I like. We got Stubbs in the chat. Speaking of winners here, Stubbs took down the Splash Sports contest. Damn it. Victor Wembanyama went second. I was ready for that. Second, bro. Oh, I thought we were going to get Anthony. Anthony Davis went pick 5. What the fuck is going on here? All right, we'll just go LeBron and Zion. They have Mobley going 5. No thanks, bro. No thanks. We'll do a little game stack here. No thank you on Mobley, though. Telling you that right now. All right, what else do we have? Also, shout out to my plumber for not coming early today. We got just like a leak in the bathroom ceiling. It's just brutal. Oh, Department Q is so good. We also have just been running through like Channel 4 British stuff. Like obviously Taskmaster is A+ stuff. Kumail Nanjiani on the new Taskmaster. Yes. You can see all that shit on YouTube too. But Why Would I Lie to You is pretty fun. It's like good mindless stuff before bed. Although we're trying to not watch TV before bed now. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, obviously I'm watching basketball, but trying to read, trying to do New York Times games, trying to connect as husband and wife. All right, let's see. Oh, it would be really cool if one of the John Morant going. This bro is vibing. Wemby at 2, Ja at 14, huh? Would be cool if some of these Orlando guys fell. We're gonna get, man. This is kind of interesting here. All right, I'm assuming Bane goes here. This is stupid. AD at 5, Mobley at 8. Now he's gonna get Bane at. This dude's going to win it. Remember this. This dude, Gray Cats, is going to win it. I mean, I guess we get Sar and Bam here. Like, this is where I would draft Bam, by the way. Pick 19. That's where I would draft him. I think my dog's dreaming. This draft feels cooked here. I don't know. I don't know. Anything else going on with the chat? Anything else we need to get to? Anything else we need to get to here? I still can't believe we have an 11 o'clock game tonight. I have my 40 and over league picks back up tonight at 8 o'clock, and I think we only have 5 guys. My biggest tilt in the world is people that don't respond stuff. Don't respond to stuff. We have like 3 guys in the WhatsApp who haven't confirmed if they can make it or not. We've known this game was it's so tilting, and I hate that I'm in charge of it. Can you do a rant on contesting integrity and hope Underdog watches it? I mean, listen, they refuse to like provide any transparency with this stuff. This seems more to do with daily than best ball. But like, it's insane to me. It's insane to me that like they'll cancel contests willy-nilly and there's no explanation for the cancellation. Like if you're canceling it because somebody is attempting to cheat, right? To like throw the draft. Can I see the draft? Can I see who it was? Are they allowed to play anymore, or are they still available? Like, can they still draft and they get like a slap on the wrist? Should I know? If somebody in that room is cheating, I feel like I want to know who that was so I can keep an eye on it. And the only reason I feel like, and it shouldn't be like us policing it or anything, but if you're not canceling it for that, why are you canceling it? Is it because it's just a unique combo and I'm the only one that has that combo? But why should I not have that combo if there wasn't malpractice, what's the word I'm looking for? Malicious drafting in there. So I would love some of that. And I know TJ, formerly of Own the Moment, is like one of the people doing that stuff. Like there's no reason why they can't address any of that. Because like that's the one frustrating thing is you spend a lot of time drafting and then you see like a winning lineup and somebody got a player like 10 spots behind ADP. I mean, this is a perfect example. This draft is a perfect example here where like I don't think anybody did anything wrong in this draft. If we look at the draft board, right? He took Wemby second. I think Wemby's probably going to project as the second best play tonight. He took Ja ahead of ADP, right? And in this draft, Gray Cats gets AD, who's going second or third to go pick 5. He got Mobley, who's going pick 5 to go pick 8. He got Bane, who's going at 12, 13, at 17. Like, you know, this is a fine draft. Like, nothing's crazy. But because this is so unique, does this get canceled? Like, I don't know. I think transparency is important, but that's just me. And if you've been watching this show long enough, you know I feel that way. Anyways, I think we're probably going to get LaRavia here. I love LaRavia. LaRavia, let's look at some 6-rounders that I like. I got Zach LaVine up there, CJ in a fun spot against Orlando, Wendell Carter, Neesmith, Naz Reid, Nikola Jovic. I mean, I don't have DeRozan ranked. That's probably a problem. Let's just take LaRavia. LaRavia's been really good. Let's see what Gray Cat's. This lineup's sick for Gray Cat. So he gets Khalil Ware. All right, I'm just going to go LaRavia and LaVine, I think. We'll have somebody from that late game. I don't really love LaVine, but that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's call it there, boys and girls. We're going to be ready for the plum. We're going to be ready for the plumber. And then we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Oh, wait, hold on. Our guy, who was it? Errol? Yeah, dude, thank you, man. Appreciate you for checking out the Substack posts. Keep them going. If you guys do like them, do me a favor. I don't know if it helps the algorithm. Give it a little heart. Feel free to comment on it. Share it if you think it's helpful. But I appreciate those people who are engaging with it. It takes like an hour every morning, but I'm having a fun time engaging with it. And so if you guys are into it, I'm into it. You know, we got to both be into it. All right, have a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.